Hey there, I'm Emily, also known as the Drone Angel, back again with another video about the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Cine. I mean, can you blame me? With all the controversy surrounding DJI's latest drone, I can't help but want to share my own experiences with the M3. Most of the frustration from DJI's fans is because it was released in November 2021, before all of its features were even complete. It's marketed explicitly toward professional pilots and has the price to match, which makes it even more iffy the fact that DJI released it unfinished. Today I'm going to give the Mavic 3 a short, sweet, and structured review that will help if you're getting lost in the details and struggling to weigh the Mavic 3's upsides with its downsides. And it does have its downsides, as much as I love this drone. But before we get started, please take a moment and smash that subscribe button to stay up to date on drone news and tips. Now that we've gotten that over with, let's dive in. Pro 1, longer battery life. Compared to older DJI drones, the Mavic 3 has a much longer battery life. It's supposed to have a full 46 minutes of flight time, but that's not going to be realistic when you're flying it around in real weather conditions. The more it has to fight against the weather, the shorter its flight time is going to be. Either way, the extra battery charge is a huge help for me when I'm working. As you probably realize if you've been following me for a while, I do a lot of my work at the ocean. The Mavic 3's battery life means more time in the air over whales, which is crucial when some whales only surface for a few minutes at a time. They can be underwater for up to 15 minutes before surfacing again. Unlike buildings, whales won't wait for your drone to recharge. It's also great for trying to film multiple sets over surfers or trying to capture video and photo stills on a single battery life. Remember how I said flight time varies depending on the weather? Well, I tested it out myself to see how much it really changes. The best battery life was in average conditions. I mean, to the surprise of absolutely nobody. It lasted 37 minutes. It lasted 37 minutes, which is still a great number even if it's almost 10 minutes less than the listed lifetime. The next highest was flying over whales with minimal wind for a solid 34 minutes, and then 31 minutes for high altitude flight in Deer Valley. Extra windy conditions limited the battery life to 28 minutes. Pro 2, 1 terabyte solid state drive and 10 gigabytes per second data cable. The Mavic 3 Cine's flying capabilities are pretty awesome, but that's not all it has to offer. It features a 1 terabyte solid state drive and a 10 gigabytes per second light speed data cable. The data cable is all about convenience and speed, and it makes for really fast downloads. The solid state drive is even more important to me than the cable, since it means I never have to worry about ruining or forgetting a micro SD card. And yes, I have forgotten it before, sue me. It's just one less thing to worry about when you're rushing out the door to fly at sunset. Pro 3, large 4/3 inch I'm not going to rave. Pro 3, large 4/3 inch sensor. With the biggest sensor on a DJI drone to date, the Mavic 3's 4/3 inch sensor has an edge over other drones. It can take in more light, resulting in far less noise, more detail, improved dynamic range, especially in highlight areas, and a great cinematic look overall. When looking at past drones like the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic Air 2S, it's clear that the Mavic 3 has improved performance at high ISO.
I am a golden god! Yeah!
One of the best things about the M3 sensor is that it opens up doors for pilots who want to fly at dusk or nighttime while still producing high quality footage. In the past, I would have to fly down right after sunset. With the Mavic 3, I have the ability to bump up the ISO and keep flying for longer. Pro 4, 360-degree omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. Even when flying in normal mode, the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Cine use 360-degree omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. This means the drone can detect obstacles from every angle, not just the front and back. There are so many variables to think about while on the job, and worrying about, hitting a tree or a phone pole shouldn't be one of them. Having the M3's extra sensors is a real game changer when flying in cluttered areas. There are so many things to think about when I'm capturing content for a developer. It's nice to know that I have these sensors to dodge something that I might miss while up in the air, especially when I'm flying indoors. It speeds up my production workflow, and it's just nice to know that my $4,999 drone has an extra layer of protection. Pro 5, Integrated AirSense System. The Mavic 3's Integrated AirSense System warns drone pilots of nearby airplanes and helicopters that are transmitting ADS-B signals. It was first widely introduced in the Air 2S to help pilots fly away to a safer location if a helicopter or an airplane was approaching. And it's great to see that it's been integrated in the M3. When I'm flying off the coast of Southern California, this is extra important. If you've been to the coast, you know that helicopters here love to fly low. And unfortunately, there are also a lot of drone pilots who will go out flying with no regard to other people around them. Whenever I am flying at the wedge, there are at least like 1 or 2 drones up in the air at a time, flying up and down the coast. Oftentimes, I don't hear or see the drones until they are zipping by me, and it's difficult to locate the pilots. This system gives me enough warning to avoid helicopters and crazy drone pilots.
You're crazy.
Con 1, questionable telephoto lens. Better zoom would have been a solid feature if DJI pulled it off, but the telephoto lens that the M3 ended up with feels questionable and unfinished. It doesn't record 4K at 60 frames per second or 4K at 120 frames per second, and only shoots JPEG photos, which limits its professional use. The photos taken with the telephoto lens could be worse, but they're blurry and show a lot of noise when zoomed in. At lower levels of zoom, I have captured some cool clips that would have been impossible otherwise. On top of that, it does have some potential for search and rescue missions. Still, with my line of work, I can't imagine using the full 28 times zoom outside of scouting flight locations. Now, there is a possibility that more features could be added in the future firmware update, since DJI has been promising to release missing features and fix bugs over the course of 2022. We'll just have to wait and see.
So excited! So excited!
Con 2, it lacks the Go4 app. Surprisingly, the Mavic 3 uses the limited Fly app instead of the Go4 app. The Mavic 3 is a direct successor to the Mavic 2 Pro, so why does it feel like we got a downgrade? The Fly app seems basic as it is now, and it desperately needs to offer the same things as the Go4 does. Another downside is that the camera settings like ISO, video resolution, and shutter are only accessible at the bottom right of the main flying screen. When I want to change shutter speed or aperture, the small icons are constantly slowing me down. Oftentimes, my fat fingers hit auto instead of what I actually needed. So not only is it missing functionality compared to the Go4 app, but the menu isn't even as easy to navigate as the M2 Pro. We just have to hope that DJI will fix things up in a future update.
For the love of God!
Con 3. Can't swap micro SDs for ProRes content. When I'm flying somewhere risky, I'm the type of pilot that likes to change out my micro SD card after each flight. I find myself doing this the most when I fly off a boat over the ocean, or when I host my Droning with Whales and Dolphins workshop. For those that are unfamiliar with this workshop, I teach pilots how to drone over whales and dolphins off the coast of Dana Point. During the workshop, I tell them to make it a habit to switch out the memory card after each flight. This way, they will at least have the content captured from previous flights if they lose that drone later in the day. The only thing worse than losing a drone is losing a drone and all of your content. The Cine's built-in solid-state drive is usually a benefit, but it also means I can't just take out my micro SD card in between flights. I can either dump the footage on my computer between flights, which takes time, or I can accept the risk. In situations where I have little downtime when I'm flying over whales, I'm forced to take the second option.
You're tacky and I hate you.
Okay, you see me after class.
Con 4, limited camera mobility. With the Mavic 2 Pro, I could move the gimbal left and right while making a turn. The Mavic 3's gimbal is great right up until you realize that it actually limits your mobility. After that realization, it's still great, but does feel a little clunky at the same time. You can only tilt the M3's camera 5 degrees to the left or right. I miss those times when I'm able just to fly up and turn the camera.
Man, those were the good old days.
Con 5, Mavic 3's controller. There's a big price difference between the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Cine, but they're both expensive drones meant for professional pilots. It's pretty disappointing that the M3 only comes with the same controller as the Air 2S and the Mini 2, considering its price tag. The fact that DJI didn't update its controller speaks volumes, and it says kinda cheap and a letdown. The Mavic 2 Pro screen is extremely useful, especially when my phone loses its connection or dies. On the Mavic 2 Pro controller, you can still see important information like drone altitude to make sure I can fly back safely. This one time when I was flying my Mavic 2 Pro in Newport Beach, my phone died and my drone was, I think, about 300 feet up in the air over the ocean. Thankfully, I could look up my drone altitude and distance on the remote to fly it back to me. As you can see, I have the Mavic 3 Cine, which comes with the smart controller, but I feel for those that bought the Mavic 3 and have to deal with the older controller model. A few extra perks that the Mavic 3 and Mavic 3 Cine offer are higher tilting of the camera, which does sort of, make up for the limited side-to-side mobility. It also has a convenient USB-C charging cord. I like my gimbal cover more than I thought I would, since it keeps my drone snug and it's easy to put on and take off. All things considered, DJI's latest drones have some amazing benefits that are worth the high price. You just need to make sure that the cons won't be deal breakers for you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, the biggest compliment to me is if you could share it with someone else that would also enjoy it. Of course, hit subscribe to stay up to date on drone news and tips. If you're interested, I also do online educational consulting and hands-on workshops where I teach you how to fly over whales and dolphins. More information is on my website and in the links below. I'll see you in the next video.